Yeah. They can't catch up cause they lacking the stamina. Way too advanced to be playing with amateurs. Stay on attack when they tackle like damager. They react and play it back on the camera. Hot boy, just consider me flammable. Sure shot, I got all the intangibles. Need a leash, I'm a beast, I'm an animal. Eat the competition up like a Hannibal. Know the game like I wrote up the manual. I do weekly what you do on the annual. MVP, that decision unanimous. Big dogs, I don't think they can handle it. Battlefield, it's just me and my warriors. Guaranteed we emerging victorious. Years, blood, sweat, tears is glorious. I remember when they always ignoring us. Dash, got it on, smash, foot on the gas. I will not crash, they will not stop me. Tenfold, copy, end zone, watch me celebrate. I'm cocky, I do my dance, jump in the stands. No man, the man, oh there with the hands. Thought he could guard me, I ruin they plans. I do what I want, they do what they can. Got it on smash, foot on the gas. I will not crash, 100-yard dash, 100-yard dash, 100-yard dash, 100-yard dash, 100-yard dash. They slept on the team, now they owe me. I need a ring and a trophy. I say I'm the best cause I am. It's no need in keeping it low-key. I can carve up the D like a turkey or run straight through the D like a train. This year we ain't taking no losses. It's all about making the game. I hear a lot of trash talk. He call us up making a name. I put on the Jets. The coach will regret even letting them stay in the game. Team around took a tumble. Next time be humble. I'm the lion in the...
The NFL on EA Sports has come to the Twin Cities at U.S. Bank Stadium in downtown Minneapolis. It can certainly get loud inside this building, and just a few moments ago when the Vikings were introduced, it was downright shaking in here. They're set for football as the Vikings get ready to do battle with the Carolina Panthers. This is taking you to 13. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30.
The Vikings take over first and 10 at their own 31-yard line.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on first and 10.
Kill. 48. Rhino. Hey, watch it.
Cousins to throw it. He's got it complete to Stephon Diggs. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. 25 yards that time. The first carry now for Dalvin Cook. Room here to run. Past the 20. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook, 45 yards. As his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Well, if they didn't get the wake-up call before the game, they got it right now. 2 plays already in the end zone.
I think of it in boxing terms because whether it's a big shot with your first one or a probing one, a little bit of a jab, the second one was the payoff. That was the big one that landed. 1-2, end zone.
And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line.
At their own 22-yard line.
Greer and the Panthers set to go first and 10 at their own 22. First carry of the game for Christian McCaffrey. And he'll be taken down here at about the 23-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
On 2nd and 9, Greer. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
I know at times people think we use it too often, but you've got to be able to throw guys open. And when you read zone, you've got to stick it in there before your receiver gets to the next guy in the zone. Otherwise, you bring him into the play.
And that's precisely what allowed that defense to disrupt the pass. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. On first down, it's Greer. And his throw's going to be incomplete. He was looking to get that one to DJ Moore, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Charles, already trailing by touchdown early. This offense, how imperative is it for them to get points out of this drive?
Well, they feel like they have to go ahead and match because of what was already on the board against their defense. But I think even more so, you just want to avoid 3 and outs. You want to be able to stay on the field for a little while, let your defense catch their breath a little bit, even if you don't score any points.
And he'll be stopped right at midfield. It's a Panthers first down, 17 yards on the play.
Check 26, check it out.
Back to the ground on first, it's McCaffrey. No dice this go-around. He's hit behind the line and taken down. It's a loss of 4 on the first down play.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down. Went backwards. It's third and very long. Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender is making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket.
I don't know why, but it's always agonizing to me to see a guy make a mistake in this phase of the game because you can. It's all on him. All eyes there. He's got a chance to make a punt return, and instead he ends up putting it on the carpet.
Puts it on the carpet. The little rubber pellets shoot up. Never a good sign for a returner on this field turf surface.
No, not at all. And a bunch of them go up when they're all trying to get to the football, don't they?
Check. Check hot route. Hot. Watch the safety creep. Undercrush. 22 jet bomber.
Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. And he'll take this up only to about his 18-yard line. In on the tackle there, Luke Kuechly. The last run good for 2. Here's second and 8.
It's second and 8 at the 18-yard line.
Check 59, Mike.
Gun.
Cousins. It's complete to Diggs. The reception good for 7. It's third down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Open man is Thielen. It's complete. The 30, 20. Touchdown, Vikings. Adam Thielen, 75 yards. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. Extra point up and good by Bailey. And that'll make the score 14-0. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. From the 25 on second down. Greer, he'll drop it off to McCaffrey. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. Greer on third down. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds.
A gain of 9 yards. And the Panther first down.
Ready up.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
Ready? 60 Pittsburgh. Check. Now.
On 1st down, this is McCaffrey. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
From the 40 now on 2nd down. Greer. He finds his man, the tight end Olsen. The Panthers have the first. It's a gain of 12. 1st down, Greer. That's going to be caught by Samuel. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Give him 10 there, good enough for a Panther 1st down.
I think that's a big pickup for a 1st down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a 1st down. Executed it to perfection. Greer in the offense with a 1st and 10, and he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. Greer, they'll set up the screen to McCaffrey. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play. And it'll make this a 2nd and long. A play fake. Now Greer to throw. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Anthony Harris. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line. CD, with that incompletion, let's talk AFC playoff picture. I think you and I agree that if you put together any sort of power rankings, we'd put Baltimore #1, certainly in the AFC. But you look ahead to the playoffs getting started on January 4th. Who do you see as their main competitor for that Lamar Hunt trophy?
Well, tradition and us not wanting to be wrong dictates that we say New England next, and rightly so because of the number of Lombardi trophies they've won, how they've always played at this time of year. But the bottom line to me is the prime contenders right now for Baltimore, Kansas City. Patrick Mahomes has got it together. The defense is playing better. And Buffalo really showed me something when they beat Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh on a Sunday night in Week 15.
Hey, Ringo, 48. Hey, we're good. Hey, Delta. Kill. Hey, where's the hot?
A 2nd down throw for Cousins. And Diggs has it. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
Listen. Watch the screen.
On 1st and 10, Cousins. Left side caught by Diggs. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. It's a gain of 16, and the Vikings have the 1st down as well.
1st and 10 at the 33-yard line.
1st down. Here's Cousins. Complete. It's Johnson. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Watch the pass. Hey, Ken. Hey, no, easy. Here we go. Gun.
From the red zone now, Cousins. He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. Olabisi Johnson there to make the grab. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage.
Now that touchdown won't allow you to totally relax, but you can breathe a little easier now. Just increased their lead.
Bailey got the extra point, and it's now 21-0. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34.
At their own 34-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half. Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either. We remind you that coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will be alongside. We'll have highlights and analysis from Orlando of this first half of action. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Thomas, the intended target. That'll bring up second down.
Ready, ready. Get in the weight room. Check 31. Ready.
Here's McCaffrey. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up third down. They fake the handoff. Now Greer. That'll be caught by his tight end, Ian Thomas. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 18. This is McCaffrey. So he got free of one tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. McCaffrey. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half.
6-6, pull it high. Rush in now.
Throwing on third down, Greer. Now they go screen, it's complete. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal. And he takes it into the end zone for a Panthers touchdown. Will Greer, a 4-yard touchdown scamper, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Extra point splits the uprights, and they'll cut the lead to 21-7. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
The Vikings take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. You've got under a minute to go here until halftime. You got the good-sized lead. No need to do anything crazy.
No, there really is no need to do anything crazy. The smart play, go ahead and take your lead into the locker room and then try and add to it in the second half. But there's a part of me that looks at this and says, first half going my way, I have a little bit of a cushion. Let's go ahead and try and extend things. If you've got some good plays drawn up, you might want to think about them right here.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13.
Let's get off the field. Let's get off the field. Kill. Hey, wahoo. Kill, turn up. Gun.
From the shotgun, it's Cousins. And the pressure too much that time as Cousins goes down. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts, as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1.
Gun.
3rd and long for Cousins. Lets it fly for Thielen. And got his man complete. And he's into the clear. Touchdown, Vikings. Kirk Cousins with 3 touchdown passes now in the afternoon. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. That's a pretty quick response to that last touchdown drive. It seemed like they maybe given up momentum. Well, not so fast.
No, not at all, because they ended up pushing the lead up once again, and you're exactly right. Thought momentum might have been shifting. Instead, they grabbed old Mo, didn't let him get to the opposite sideline.
Fielded about a yard deep. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told, as he's taken down back shy of the 20. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. Time here for likely one play, then off to the locker room, and they're going to have some adjustments to make.
They certainly will, and I think a lot of people...
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked up by Harrison Smith. And he's given his guys a shot for late points as they will take over in range for a field goal or maybe more.
The Vikings take over first and 10 at the 31-yard line.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on first and 10.
Oh, yeah, I'm coming. Oh, yeah, I'm coming. Check nickel, nickel, nickel. You draw quarters. Gun.
Final play of the half, Cousins. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we send you to our EA studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is a weird way I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. From the gun on third down, Greer. Got a man, it's right. And he's got the first down yardage before being taken down at midfield. A good pickup there at 22.
Let's go.
From the 50, here's Greer. Complete to right. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable second and 1. Back to throw, Greer. They go with a shuffle pass, and it's complete. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30.
And the big guy catches the ball out of the backfield, and oftentimes it's quite a surprise to the guys playing defense because not ordinarily thought as a pass catcher, it often works when they decide to dial it up.
Here's Greer. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Anthony Barr comes rumbling in for the sack. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now second down and 22 yards to go. Now Greer. But they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. With that incompletion, you know, Charles, one of the big storylines in the final few weeks of the season lies in the AFC South. Tennessee and Houston battling back and forth. Houston won round 1, week 15, a victory in Nashville. But which of those two teams do you think has the potential to go deeper in the playoffs?
Well, Tennessee just lost at home to Houston, and now we'll have to go on the road to play them again in week 17. So I would say, on the surface, you would think Houston. They have the quarterback as well in Deshaun Watson that scares everyone. But I'm picking Tennessee as the team that could go deeper because of their defense. That's really a top 5 defense on any given Sunday. Their ability to rush the passer, their ability to play the ball in the air.
And that's caught inside the 30. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 39 yards there, a big one. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, first and 10.
64, weak, a alpha. Gun. Hey, one set. Check, Mike.
Working out of the gun, Cousins. It's complete to Diggs. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. A really nice gain of 25 yards. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
They'll run for it with Cook. And he will take this one into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. Dalvin Cook, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the interception by the Vikings D leads to a touchdown. Extra point up and good by Bailey. And that'll increase their lead to 28. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Here we go.
At their own 22-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Shotgun handoff now to McCaffrey, and he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. On play action, Greer to throw it. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Everson Griffin on the sack, taken to the 4th round back in 2010. What a steal. And now they're going to go for it. This isn't 4th and inches. This is 4th and 14. They are going for it. Here's Greer. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27. Well, you just kind of feel for him right now. 4 interceptions, and you can almost see through his face mask. There's a lot going on in between the ears.
There certainly is, and probably way too much, because now he's probably doubting himself a little bit, wondering what adjustments he has to make. But here's what he needs to do. Get through this game, go to the press conference, meet it head on, and show your teammates you're ready to shoulder what happened today, and you'll be ready for the next game.
And if he can do that as a rookie, that's a great sign of maturity.
Brings up 2nd and 3.
Hey, 32, nice 50. Gun. Check.
And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
Man, I got you. Watch the edge. Kill. Pick the edge. Go. Leave it. Bring up 48. Through. Gun. 54. Mike 54. Ringo. No.
Throwing on 2nd and 3. Cousins. That's complete to the receiver Thielen. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. A 20-yard touchdown. And the Vikings capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. Bailey got the extra point, and the lead will swell by 1 more. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown.
The Panthers take over. Come on, man, let's go. At their own 25-yard line.
Let's go.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays. Oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if it can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a third down.
Look at me. Go.
On third down, Greer nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Anthony Barr picks up his second sack of the afternoon. They snap it to Greer. He's going to look deep for more. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by the former first-rounder Trey Waynes. And a great return as he gets this all the way down close to the 30-yard line. Defensively that time, they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them, they'll react at least a half a second faster. You've got to know where you want to go with the ball and be decisive with it. Otherwise, the end result can be something you don't like.
And he'll go down at the 26, following a gain of 6. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 26-yard line.
Six yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
48. Check 3. Check 3. Steamer. 300. Check 37. Sponge. Hey, yo. No. Smooth. Gun.
Cousins. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down.
Hey, Foxtrot. Check. Rhino. Gun.
Cousins now. Eluding the pressure right. Oh, it's a touchdown if he holds on. Instead, it's 4th down. 4th quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you could put yourself in jeopardy.
And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th.
Good route here. Hey, orbit.
Mike's 5'4". Mike's 54.
Cousins to throw for it on 4th. Open man is Thielen. It's complete. And out of bounds right around the 20. Well, we kind of looked at each other as they decided to go for it. But in the end, great execution. A 6-yard gain, and it all works out. Cousins now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10.
Right there. 54. Right there. 54 Mike.
Cousins gives way to Cook. Oh, good move. Cook with a first down and much more. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Taking it in from the 20 as his guys continue to pull it off. Extra point up and good by Bailey. And that will extend this big lead.
The score, Vikings 49, Panthers 7.
Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. Now, they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here, and sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Now it's Greer. They'll set up the screen to McCaffrey. A good first down call as the screen play gets him 9. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. From the shotgun to McCaffrey. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
Now this one over the middle into the hands of his tight end, complete. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 39. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Greer. And his throw here is incomplete. Greg Olsen was the intended target. And it's 2nd down. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front.
And now here's another interception. Picked up by Harrison Smith. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27. The rookie was trying to push it downfield, but the safety bit him.
And he'll learn that you have to hold the safety. And you do that with your head movement, your eyes, sometimes your shoulders. Hold the safety so that you can get back to the throw that you really want to make. He got so excited thinking his guy was open that he made it easy for the defensive back to go get the football.
They start the drive with Cook. He finds an opening past the 40. And finally down at the 32-yard line. A big hitter. That one goes for 40 yards. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Throwing here, Cousins. Sliding out of the pocket. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And that'll wind up incomplete. Trying to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down. And the incompletion there stops the clock. Any surprise they're throwing here late?
Ordinarily, yes, because you would think enough is enough. They've got plenty of lead, but I've seen this a bunch of times as well. The defense is going to crowd the line of scrimmage. If you just hand it off inside, you're getting your running back popped a lot as well. Sometimes the defense dictates it. If they're going to crowd it, you may have no other choice but to throw it downfield.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
Throwing is Cousins. Flush to his right. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. So now 3rd and 10. A big play to start the drive, but nothing since.
First. Bravo. Check 50. Check 50. Tighten up.
From the gun, here's Cousins. And this one hauled in by Rudolph. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Cousins in the offense is going to stay out there. They're going to try on 4th down.
Zebra. Hey, seam 6.
Mike's 5-4. Mike's 5-4. Mike's 5-4.
Now Cousins on 4th down. And he's able to find Diggs. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. Wow, first and goal, and defensively all they can do is shake their heads. Not only did they allow the conversion, but a big play as well.
5.
54 is Mike. 54 is Mike. Check.
Cousins here to throw. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. I tell you, Charles, you play to the final whistle, I get that. But there are a few folks that might not be too happy with that score late in the game with it already well at hand.
You seem a little squeamish about that last score.
I struggle with it. I struggle. But on the argument, I get it, on the other side is, hey, do something about it. Stop them.
I'll guarantee you, I know who was really excited. Fantasy owners
who
had them. Hey, listen, get the points for me. They're not worried about hurt feelings or anything like that. That's just new age stuff.
And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called it.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. And that will write a finish to this ball game. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.